Summer's in full swing and the heat is at a high level. So, question, if one has a heating and air conditioning, say a split unit, and a split unit meaning one particular part of the air conditioner may be inside, one particular unit may be outside. The inside may be the nomenclature may be an air handler. The outside may be the condenser. Then one may have two copper lines, a larger copper line and a smaller copper line coming from the inside to the outside. So the question is, now if it's in hot months as it is now, the question, what we would need to do is energize the compressor and energize the compressor, the condenser fan motor, and then inside the blower motor would be need to be energized. This would blow the air and blow it through the ductwork, through the register in the house. And the question is outside at the condenser where the compressor and the condenser fan motor, and note the term condenser fan motor, not blower motor. The condenser fan motor outside. So if we're going to operate this, when we bring high voltage in, one way to do this and to somewhat kind of cut on and off the electricity is this gadget here called a contactor. So essentially what a contactor does, it gets energized low voltage on the side. On the side, this may be yellow, this may be blue, or some people could use a red, and then some people could use blue being the common. So the other one would be the hot wire fed off as the thermostat engages and crosses and gives and supplies voltage, or you know, the from the air handler inside wherever it comes off of the transformer. Notwithstanding, this should be 24 volts. We would have 120 here, 120 here. But what happens is when this engages, say hypothetically, once this contactor engages, it pulls in and it pulls down here, and then the voltage would jump from 120 to 120 to 120. Okay, question is, should we just leave it like this? And the answer is no. It's good to have it to run electronically versus manually. Now, one could go to the quick disconnect or the breaker box and pull the quick disconnect or throw the breaker. Oftentimes it may be a 30 amp breaker, but this is subject to change according to size, according to tonnage of the unit, etc. But generally speaking, for a residential. So, but what happens when the thermostat de-energizes and it satisfies itself? Say, for instance, we were looking to get the temperature at 70 degrees, and that would be the set point. Once the set point arrived at 70 degrees, then say the thermostat would cut off. So once it cuts off, the low voltage power stops here. Once the low voltage power stops here, then the contactor, which conveyed the voltage from one side to the other, would simply come up, and if the contactor's working properly, then one would have voltage here, no voltage here. If contactor's energized, pulls this in. Once it pulls this in, then you got high voltage here, 120 here, 120 here, and on the side is the coil. So it's good to have it electronically, because if you do it manually, I guess it could be physically done manually, but hypothetically, let's just say there's no contactor here. We just hardwired this straight in. Well, then the question is, okay, well, the compressor runs, the condenser fan motor runs, both run. Correct. However, if they just incessantly run, you need something to turn it off. And if you don't have anything to turn it off, then the compressor or the condenser fan motor could burn itself up. So basically, this is where the low voltage can help turn the contactor, so to speak, on and off. I'm not certain if that's the correct terminology, but let's just say when it's energized, it pulls the contactor in. When it's de-energized, it releases it and shuts it off. This is for safety. This protects your unit. This protects your wiring, so you're not perhaps just running the system incessantly without stopping. So this is why it's good to have a contactor somewhere in the condenser to turn the system on and off via low voltage. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.